What is up, everybody? Team Snag'em here. We just finished a draft league draft, so you know what that means, right? Let's recap it. See you guys on the other side. Alright, what is up, everybody? Team Snag'em here. Let me go ahead and pop in, Now that you guys see the slide, we're talking about the SPC Season 2 draft recap of our Phoenix Solrocks. The best team in the SPC. Might be a biased opinion, might not be. Yeah, it's probably most likely biased. But that's beside the fact. So let me go ahead and just pop in with my professional camera placement. Look at that. Anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. There's no point in wasting more time. So let's go ahead and jump into this. By the way, look, I'm back at my old desk. I got my stuff behind me now. Woo! Finally, we did something. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the draft here. So we had the 6th overall pick to start. So we had the, in a snake style. So, from 6, there's 18 teams. So from 6, our next pick was 31. So a huge gap there. It's good to have like an early pick, but also not very good, you know what I mean? But anyway, so first pick, we picked up Blaziken. Blaziken kind of fell to us, I felt like, at 6. Didn't really have a draft plan because we kind of just randomly decided to start the draft early. Was not ready, did not have any preparation, so we're just gonna have fun. Like we always do, I was like, you know what, Blaziken's here. Kind of always wanted to use a Blaziken, so here we are. Use a Blaziken. So Blaziken, with the 6th, with our first round pick here. Blaziken's Blaziken, speed boost, always really good. Get some pretty good move type coverage. Firefighting, not too bad, not too bad. Second round, we went ahead and picked up Celesteela, mainly because I just didn't want to get swept again by it, but mainly also because it's just one of those Pokemon, for most of these Pokemon, I've never used in Draft League, so it's gonna be kind of cool. Celesteela can do, it has decent physical attack, has decent special attack, it can do both. I think even, to me, honestly, its bulk is decent. Very decent bulk. Has Beast Boost, which, can't play around with. It's got a pretty good typing, being Steel Flying. It's on par with Skarmory and Corviknight when it comes to, those typings. Pretty defensive, really good typings. I really wanted to get Corviknight here, but Corviknight was gone by the time I made this pick, as I kind of expected. So Celesteela, I was like, you know what, Celesteela is still pretty good. Not quite as bulky as I would have hoped. Oh, excellent, press that. But not too bad. So into the 3rd round, right, we went ahead and drafted Tapu Fini. Mainly because, it's bulky water type and needed a water type because we already had a fire, so I just wanted to kind of complete, the fire, water, grass core, make another step into that kind of field. And also, it helps us with, a fairy steel fighting core that's also kind of going on underneath here. A lot of my Pokemon aren't duplicate typings, which is something I was trying to be mindful of when I was making my picks. Like, okay, well, I don't have a Pokemon this typing, I'm gonna need something that's immune or resist or something. So Tapu Fini gives us terrain control as well. Which is Misty Terrain, I think, for Tapu Fini. Yeah, Misty Terrain, which prevents status conditions, so it'll prevent people from paralyzing Blaziken or making it fall asleep. It just prevents that kind of poisoning it, I don't know. Just kind of prevents that, so Misty Terrain's gonna help us with that. I thought Tapu Fini was a good Pokemon to pair with Celesteela and Blaziken. Tapu Fini being also a pretty good special attacker as well. So I was like, what, we're gonna pick it up, it is what it is. So in the 4th round, I was kind of going back and forth on a few Pokemon. I really wanted to get Weavile here. Weavile went so late. And I had plenty of opportunities to grab it, but I kept thinking, no, I don't want to get another, like, fast physical attacker to, because I already have Blaziken. But I love Weavile. It's probably one of my favorite Draft League Pokemon. So in the 4th round, we went ahead and I went for Silvally. That was mainly because I was just afraid of not being able to get the Pokemon I wanted. And it's definitely, like, it definitely costs a lot, like, for a Pokemon that's slightly, you know, it's base 95, in every stat. So it's a little bit worse than a Mew. But it makes it a little bit better, in my opinion, because of its typings, and it could be any typing we want it to be. So I kind of felt like I had to reach for Silvally. It also low-key has, you know, hazard removal as well with access to defog. So it's also, you know, could be a fill-in hazard remover if we need it to be. It could be any typing we need it to be. So depending on our matchup with our opponent, it's going to change week to week. If we bring it, there might be some weeks we don't even bring it, honestly. Because it's not, I mean, it's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure, Misty Terrain also, I think, basically life basically life orbs, any fairy type attacks. So, I mean, there's room to run Fairy Silvally. There's, you know, like, depending on certain matchups, maybe somebody has a lot of dragon fighting dark types, you know, it'd be Fairy Silvally with Misty Terrain, multi-attack, that's going to get a 30% boost. You know, I just felt like it was a good Pokemon to pair with Blaziken, Celesteela, and Tapu Fini. And we can even go way out into, like, left field and run, like, a bulky Silvally set. That is a possibility, too, like, full support Silvally. I've seen people do that, too. I've seen people run, like, you know, really aggressive Silvally sets as well. You know, it's base 95, so you can kind of play with its stats as you see fit. So that's what I kind of liked about it. Like, if you notice, oh, hey, my opponent has a lot of, you know, physical attackers, you know, maybe, you know, I should focus on a really defensive Silvally. You know, like, there's, with, like, really good type resist for my opponent. It was just a Pokemon, I think, that gave us a lot of, versatility, you know, man, I listen to so many Brits. Versatility, I don't know. Like, you hear Americans saying, they say it so weird, and then I hear British people say it, and I'm like, I think I have it in my head. I don't even know the right way to say it anymore. Anyway, getting off topic. So that was our first 4. You know, I feel like this is pretty good. Definitely spending a lot of points here, because Blaziken's a 20, being, I think it's just S tier Mon being 20 points. There's only like 6 of them, so, you know, it was a good Pokemon. Also, the time between Melmetal, too, because Melmetal I always have issues with, so it's like, but Blaziken, I was like, nah, we get in Blaziken. So in the 5th round is a Pokemon that I always wanted. I've been trying, like, the last 3 draft leagues to try to get it, and I finally was able to get it. I'm surprised it lasted to the 5th round, was Cresselia. Very bulky. Great recovery move options. Pure Psychic type, so once again, we have Fire Fighting and Blaziken, we have Steel Flying and Celesteela, we have Water Fairy and Tapu Fini, we have Silvally, that's, you know, technically normal type, but can be any typing we want it to be. And then we have Cresselia, which mixed in with Misty Terrain can actually be pretty good. And if there happens to be like a Sun team, Moonlight recovers, I think it's Moonlight recovers more HP in the Sun. I think it's like 20-30%. Don't quote me on that, but there's some number. I think it's some boost, because it's like Clear Skies or whatever. So Cresselia, very good Pokemon, very good bulky Pokemon. It's Psychic, so I mean, you're gonna have to watch out for, like, you know, Pokemon running knockoff, you know, sucker punches if you're gonna attack with Cresselia. You know, it's like, there's a lot of options, and it has some not in, like, U-turns, like, it's not going to want to take a lot of those, but it's bulky enough to where, you know, it could take 1 or 2 if it needs to. So it's a great pivot mon as well. You know, especially, you know, if you're running a Blaziken set and you can U-turn out of a Pokemon. You can U-turn with Blaziken, go into Cresselia if you're trying to predict like a fairy or a water type or even a psychic type, which should also be super effective against Blaziken. You know, it's a good Pokemon to pivot into for those very predictable psychic attacks that might come through. And I've been wanting to try to play with it, and it's a pretty cool Pokemon. If you notice, like, I kind of got Pokemon that was like, never used it, like, I haven't used this in a draft league. So, pretty cool Pokemon. Very happy to get Cresselia. So I think at this point I was kind of like really low on points, and then I went ahead in the 6th round, went ahead and got Roserade. That was mainly to kind of complete the Fire, Water, Grass core that we had, and also give us a Poison type. So, like, we have to like go against a Fairy type. You know, we have Celesteela, we have Roserade. Makes some issues with Fire types there, obviously, but we do have Tapu Fini for that. We do have Savali. Cress could even I could trust Cress to take a Fire type attack here and there. You know. And it's also, you know, a grounded poison type, so if we need to remove spikes, Roserade can do that, and Roserade can set spikes as well. Very good Pokemon. Also a Pokemon that I've always kind of respected in draft league formats, and always thought was kind of fun to use. You know, I think I was going against the Chicago Phalanx. I think he had Roserade on his team, and I kind of like the way he was using it. I thought he had some pretty cool builds, and yeah, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. You know, I'm gonna pick it up. It's gonna be a good Pokemon to have. You know, you can't go wrong with it. It's kind of like our last really big expensive Pokemon. Which made it, like, I think after this I was down to like 16 points or something, and I still had 4 more Pokemon. So it means on average I only spend like 4 points on a Pokemon. So me knowing that, I knew I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to cheap out on my next pick. That's obvious. You know, get it before it happens too late, you know, when the end of the draft, when nobody has points and they're gonna be picking the cheap mons at the end of the tier list. So in the 7th round, I went ahead and grabbed Dusclops, mainly just because it's like your Eviolite Pokemon, you know. It's like nobody else on the team is gonna be running Eviolite, so it's like kind of like a free item per se. Like, you know, you don't have to like worry about, oh, what am I gonna put, you know, Choice Band on, Choice Scarf, you know, what am I gonna put Focus Sash, you know. So you get a little bit more control with Dusclops. I mean, you know, you're gonna put Eviolite on Dusclops. Everybody knows you're gonna put Eviolite on Dusclops. I've used Dusclops before, way back in season 1 of the TPL. So Dusclops is actually, out of all these Pokemon I drafted, Dusclops is the only one I've actually used in a draft league. It's a pretty good Pokemon, you know, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Tech, you know. With Eviolite, it's bulky enough, but the problem is, you know, a lot of Pokemon don't knock off, so it kind of makes it knockoff fodder. So, I mean, if you don't have that Fairy type or that Fighting type that can, you know, kind of take a knockoff, you know, it's gonna be a Pokemon. But there's, I do see circumstances where, you know, against certain opponents, Dusclops might be pretty favorable. You know, I was toward the end of the draft, I was just trying to get Pokemon that I felt like had a very unique use to it, that can serve different purposes, that can help us get what we need to get. So Dusclops, with its Frisk ability, kind of goes a heads up on what item they're using. Also, it's decently bulky. You know, it's not crazy, but, you know, it's not like Pex or Ferrothorn or even I'm blanking now, but you guys know you know what I'm trying to say. So it's not the greatest, but it's not bad, you know. It's not bad, you know, for a 2-point Pokemon. I felt like it was definitely one of the better 2 points for sure. So I felt the need to grab it. Just because I mean, it's also Ghost too, so it's always good to have that fighting and normal immunity. So I felt like, you know, Dusclops was a good Pokemon to pick up. So then in the next pick, I went ahead and got Liepard. I was mainly trying to think of, since I was already on the mindset of like immunities, having that fighting normal immunity with Dusclops. I wanted to get a Psychic immunity. So I was looking for dark types, kind of low tier ish, obviously, because had no points. But Liepard was there, and I was like, you know what? It's actually a Prankstermon. So it's Prankster, and also has like a couple of its other abilities could actually be pretty useful. Also in certain situations, I don't know if the situations will arise or not. I don't know, but it's not bad. So Liepard was there. Obviously, it's not gonna take a lot. It's not like your more favorable Prankstermons like Grimmsnarl and Klefki. It's not your most favorable like bulky. Klefki is good just because of its typing. Its stats I think are on par with Liepard's. I think they're pretty similar if you look at the total points. Now, of course, Liepard's a little bit faster, but that Prankster ability is pretty good, especially in Draft League. There'll be times where you'll want a Prankstermon, that's for sure. It's also good Pokemon that runs Prankster trick ability on it. It's actually pretty cool if like, oh, we're going against a Dracovish. This thing's probably if you can't get Rain Up, you can't get. I think it gets Sand Rush now since of the hidden ability for it. So some people might run Scarf, but I think most of the time they just run Choice Band, Strong Jaw, or no, you'll run Choice Band, Sand. I don't remember. Sand Rush, whatever makes you faster in the sand. But yeah, it'd be like one of those Pokemon that you can trick its Choice Band off of it and give it some worthless item like Flame Orb or something, make it burn itself so it's not as strong, more like neutralize it. And like there's uses for that. So I felt like Liepard was a pretty good Pokemon. Never really used it in Draft League, so it was pretty cool to pick up. Right now I'm looking at my bench and I'm like, pretty rough bench, not gonna lie. Definitely not the greatest bench, but I got Pokemon that do have a practical use that are great support mons in my opinion, that all have a use. You just might not use them every week, but you only bring 6 Pokemon anyway, so most of the time I was bringing the same 4 or 5 Pokemon every week anyway last season. So you're gonna bring your boys to the yard to play baseball with, whatever the saying goes, I don't know. But anyway, in the 9th round we went ahead and picked up Rotom Frost, mainly because I just wanted an electric type, and there's another Pokemon that gets Levitate. So we have Cresselia and Rotom that have Levitate for that ground immunity, which helps us there. Rotom's also electric type, so also kind of was like, we don't really have a lot of electric resist. So Rotom Frost is gonna way to go, and it's like we really need to get an ice type. Really need an ice type. There's a lot of ground type Pokemon out there that we need to be, afraid of and to think of. And I feel like Rotom Frost is a cool Pokemon. Definitely not the best Rotom form you can get, but this late in the draft, I think it's like Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat would be pretty good too, but we already kind of had a fire, and I mainly just wanted electric, and I also wanted ice. So I was like, you know what, let's get Rotom Frost. It's the best of both worlds. So it's gonna be that Pokemon that kind of gives us both of what we need. And it's, I never used it, so we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with that one. And then finally, the last pick. So last pick, I wanted it to be Sandslash. I was gonna draft Sandslash here. Sandslash, pretty decent bulk to it defensively. Pretty decent speed and pretty decent attack as well. And then also gave us an electric immunity. So Sandslash was pretty cool Pokemon to have, but it already got drafted like a few picks before mine. So then I was like, okay, well, kind of want a ground type, right? So I was kind of looking at Stunfisk. That's how desperate I got. I was looking at Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk. Was a Pokemon that I was like, what's Ground Steel? That's pretty cool. Ground Steel, it's gonna be weak to ground, like nobody's business. But it's ground type, you know, it's gonna live a electric attack. And also has mimicry, which is a pretty cool ability, which basically changes its typing to whatever the terrain is. So I was like, you know what, that'd actually be kind of a cool Pokemon, like a Fairy Galarian Stunfisk would actually have been kind of cool with Misty Terrain. So I was like, you know, I can kind of see a use for that, honestly. I can kind of see it. But just decided, I was like, you know what, nah, we just gotta go play it safe. So this is our only duplicate typing in a way, and I was like, it is, but not really. We went ahead and got Licky Licky. It's a normal type. Technically the same typing as Savali, but you know, you're not always gonna run a normal Savali. You know, you're gonna have some kind of typing with it. So I was like, you know, if anything push comes to shove, I can run a ground Savali, I can run a rock Savali, I can run a bug Savali. You know, there's so many options with Savali. So I felt like with that, I was like, Licky Licky's gotta be the play. Pretty decent stats. Nothing that's gonna blow you out of the water, but you know, gives us a ghost immunity, which we didn't have. Well, other than no ghost ability, other than, you know, normal Savali. So there was a use for it, in my opinion. Let me go ahead. My light's going out here. Bump it up a little bit more. So yeah, that's the squad. I think the season starts next week. So we're gonna have some sets to build and some playing around, because I've never played with these Pokemon before, so it's gonna be kind of fun to use. So thank you guys for watching. I'm not gonna take any more of your time. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like if you guys liked, and subscribe. You know, we're gonna be posting weekly videos again, Draftly videos. Been trying to find something that, like, I'm okay with, like, recording and making videos of on a consistent basis, but there's just, like, really nothing. Especially now that, like, my outside life isn't as stressful with a better job. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not gonna take any more of your guys' time. Be sure to, you know, roast my team in the comments section below. I know some of you guys wouldn't expect any less than that. And I will see you guys, well, next week when we have a video. Or, okay, well, I guess not next week. I guess maybe in 2 weeks, because it probably won't be till the end of the week. So yeah, you know, in the next couple week or two, I will see you guys. Hopefully it's a W video. We like W's. Anyways, peace out. Bye.